Am I live? I'm live on Instagram. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind group page. And we're going live as we do every other Monday at 6 Central Standard Time. Hope you guys are all out there. Had a great Father's Day for those of you who celebrated Father's Day. And hope you had an amazing weekend. I know here in Chicago it was hot, hot, hot. An occasional rain shower, but still amazing weekend. And the ATMs, surprisingly, were just going crazy this weekend. I don't know why, but they were. We even had to go out and fill some ATMs over the weekend because they were running low. We didn't want to run out of money. I don't know why this happened, but it just did. And I'm excited that it did. So great weekend. June is going crazy this year. I don't know why, but it is. And I'm excited for June going so well. We own PDQ Merchant Enterprises. And if you need to buy an ATM, we sell ATMs, we service ATMs, we provide parts. If you're looking to get an ATM business, we have an A to Z course that teaches you how to get into the ATM business. So we are basically A to Z turnkey operation. You want to get in an ATM business, we're a one-stop shop that'll teach you how to get an ATM business and provide you with an ATM free processing course. And we have an ATM community that you can ask other ATM operators other questions, and or you can always schedule a call with us if you need an ATM or you just have general questions. So that being said, we're going to go into our topic again. If you guys have any questions, just put them in a chat, and we will try to answer any and all questions as we go along. If we have time. So I usually have on one screen. I usually have YouTube and Facebook, and then we have Instagram on another. So I look from time to time. I'll look at the other screen. All right. So today's topic is finding ways to tell people about your ATM, like online ads or signs. So one of the things that we do is one of the ways I try to promote our business is I join local chamber of commerce. So I'm involved in several local chamber of commerce. Why do I do that? Well, one of the ways that we can expand our business is through the chamber of commerce. Now, most chamber of commerce, what they'll do is they'll have a fundraising event, usually an annual fundraising event, some kind of fair or festival or music festival. It's usually anywhere from 1 to 4 day event. And that's where the Chamber of Commerce do their fundraising to promote and sustain the chamber for the entire year. We're in the mobile ATM business. So we join the chamber. So we have access to getting to do that event. Now, if a little known fact, if you're not part of the chamber, you don't necessarily have, the chamber likes to do business with chamber members. So if you're in the chamber and you're an ATM business and they do a fundraiser, what you want to do is you want to join the chamber to get their mobile ATM business. Okay. So that's why one of the reasons we did that. Also, there's banks. There's usually a lot of banks in the chamber, and those banks from time to time will get asked, hey, we want to have other communities will have their fundraisers usually for or maybe not really a fundraiser, but they like to put on an event, maybe the fireworks, or they have a taste of the community days or something like that they'll have. And usually at those, it's usually an all cash event. The city puts it on and they'll need an ATM. So they usually go to the bank, they go to the local bank, say, hey, we need an ATM. And the bank doesn't do the ATMs, but they met you at the chamber event. And so you could say, hey, if the bank ever gets asked, hey, we're looking for somebody to do an ATM at this city. Well, now you have a contact at the bank. Now you do a relationship. You say, look, let's say John Smith, he's community first bank, community bank and trust. Somebody goes to the community bank and trust, say, we want to put this event on. John Smith says, we don't do that, but we work with, in this case, PDQ. PDQ now gets the contact and you do the mobile event for that city. So this is how you get your name out once you start in the ATM business, is join the chamber. Chamber will run you anywhere from $100 to $300 or $400 a year. Is that something you want to do? I don't know, but that's what we did. That's how we got our name out. And then I also talked to everybody, Rotary Club, any city that I noticed that they're doing an event, and we do that. Now, here's a situation. From time to time, this will be the business decision you want to make. We work with villages that they might have 2, 3, 4 events. Well, one of the events is a killer. It's a banger, as they say in ATM world, and maybe the other 2 are dogs because they're just doing these little events. You have to make a decision. What am I going to do? Am I going to charge a drop-off fee and pick up, or a convenience fee? You're going to make that decision. Yes, you want to charge. No, you don't. Maybe you want to do the event. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I know a lot of guys in the ATM business, they're talking about, well, what if it's a rainout or a storm? They still did all the work. Do they want to charge for that? You'll have to make the decision on your own. Yes, I'm going to charge. No, I'm not. I'm going to split the revenue. No, I'm not. Am I going to charge for weather? No, I'm not. You will make those decisions. What do I want to do and how do I want to do it? And my advice is, hey, when you're starting out, you got to make a name for yourself. And so you might have to take a little bit less to get the opportunity. It'll be a decision. I know in the beginning, we didn't charge for a lot of things because we were just trying to get our name out. As we got more seasoned in the game, you know what? Then we could pick and choose. You know what? I did that event. It didn't pay enough for us to do the event. I don't want to do it anymore. Or if I'm going to do it, I got to get paid. And then you give them the choice. Hey, I need X amount of dollars to do this event. If you want us to come here, we will do that event. Or not. And you take every event you can, you get your name out, and then you can pick and choose what you want to do. So it's all a question of what you want to do. A lot of times in the beginning, you take a lot of deals, and some are fruitful and some are not. And then you make your decision. So this will be a choice, personal choice that you need to make when you're starting out. My only advice, whether you charge or you don't charge, make sure you minimize your expenses with sometimes the events say, I need 2, 3, 4, 5 ATMs. Most of the time they need 1, maybe 2 ATMs. They don't need a lot of ATMs. They think they do, but they don't. So it's just a question of what do you want to do and how do you want to handle those events. So you got to make those decisions, but all this is getting your name out. Now, one of the things I also recommend is make sure you put your name on the event. We have flags that have our name on there. It says ATM because when you're at a mobile event, you will need a flag. We utilize these flags to show where the ATM is, because when you're at a fair or festival, it's usually ground level. You're looking up where can I get an ATM? Everything's ground level. We put a flag up. They're 14 feet flags. So you can see wherever you're at, hey, there's an ATM. I'm going to go towards the ATM. On there, we also have our name, PDQ Merchant Enterprises, and we have a phone number. The reason we have a phone number is so other people can jot it down, take a picture of it. Maybe their fair or festival, they're going to need one. We have gotten ATM leads from those signs. Also, we also put our service sticker on every ATM. Now, that is for convenience for the customers. Hey, I got a disputed charge. I have a problem. It didn't work. Whatever those reasons are. But we have the service sticker. And guess what? We also get leads from those ATMs. Somebody stopped in and said, hey, I'm opening up a convenience store. I'm looking for an ATM. Didn't know where. I saw your sticker. I saw your ATM at this place. And then they called us. We gotten leads from that. Now, it's a nice thing. It doesn't cost a lot. Just we spent a couple $100 with a company, and guess what? We got a lead from that. Then that pays dividends. So how are you going to do that? If you want to do that, that's something that you need to make a decision. Now, there is a lot of talk about signs. Um, uh, Signs. Let's say some people. Let's put it. I'm just gonna like a monitor you put onto your ATM. You can advertise from that. You can go sell advertising. There are 2 or 3 companies out there that have been out there for a while in the game. So they're selling their monitor system. Personally, I haven't figured out a way to make money with that. They sell the monitor, usually the monitor system, and the monitor, the system. You're looking at somewhere between $200 and $400 for that. And then you can go out and sell the advertising. For me, I think it's a wonderful setup. It looks good, but I'm in the ATM business. I'm not in the advertising business. So for me, I stayed away. Some people are more aggressive, and they put out these ATMs with these monitor systems, and they can bring in maybe $30 to $50 a month. Here is the rub. Always look for the rub. You will have to either connect to the store's internet because they're constantly downloading content, or you will have to increase your bandwidth from your cellular device. Now, if you increase your bandwidth, maybe you're paying $10 a month. Now you got to go to 30. Well, what are you making off of that? That's a question. You've got to look at that. I can't figure out a way, and I haven't been able to figure a way to make money to overcome the bandwidth charge, except for utilizing the store's internet. And if I do that and their internet goes down, then they blame me. I don't like being blamed for this. So I have stayed away, but I think it's a wonderful idea to do that if you can pull it off. It's just another way to advertise, making extra money from advertising. But I haven't figured out a way to overcome the cost or some of the service challenges. So I've stayed away from that. All right. Now, one of the other ways is we're also talking about creative ways to bring more traffic to your ATM. One of the ways I 100% know this works is you put an ATM sign in the window. Put that sign in the window. People see the sign. They come in. They use your ATM. This is a way that it draw traffic. What does the sign cost? You can get signs anywhere from, you can buy stickers that say ATM inside for maybe $5 up to a neon sign. It costs as much as $100. So somewhere between $5 and $100. I don't necessarily think you need a $100 sign. You can get away with a lot cheaper. We do sell signs for about $30, but this is something, maybe 30 to 40 depending on the sign. This is something that I think it increases your availability and increases your traffic to the locations, because now there is a sign in the location. And I highly recommend you do that when you're in the ATM business, because not every store has an ATM, and you're looking at this foot traffic. From time to time, people say, oh, you know what? I need cash. Oh, there's an ATM sign. They might drive by and see the ATM, then they stop. This is always a good way to increase your visibility for the location. Plus, you always tell the store owner, hey, I'm driving traffic to your store. And one of the ways that you can increase your surcharge and or your bandwidth, but not bandwidth, but you can increase your value to store owners and say, look, we're going to put a sign in your window. It's going to drive traffic to your location. People are going to come and use the ATM. They can also come in to buy, let's say it's a convenience store, buy milk, cigarettes, liquor, bread, whatever they're selling at the convenience store. And then once they come in, maybe you can get them as a customer. You increased your traffic for the location for those people. So that's all good reasons why you want to put a sign in. I'm 100% for signs, and then signs that say ATM inside on the door. All good ways to increase your visibility. All right, and then the last thing we want to talk about is cash handling and staying organized. All right. So one of what we do is, when you get one ATM, it's not a big deal. But if you have multiple ones, what I like to do is stage the money beforehand. I don't like to be on the street staging the money. It's like, okay, how much are we going to put in this ATM? How much? I like to stage the money before. So I like to print out a sheet of these are the ATMs that we were going to go to. I like to stage the money and say, okay, I know how much we're going to put in. Well, maybe we're going to hit 5 stops today. We're going to stage the money, which means we're going to put in this amount of money into these locations. That's why it's all organized. I'm not in that car figuring out how much we're going to put in. It's already organized. It's already there. I know the name of the location. And then what we do is when we get to the location, this will work for most of the processors. It doesn't work for maybe if you're programming with PAI, it doesn't work. It could work if you just do it once in a while. But what you want to do is I always do a day total, a cassette total, add cash, trial cassette total, trial day total. That way I call the processor right away, let them know, hey, boom, I'm here at the ATM. And that's what you do with the day total. Then we do cassette total, zeros out the ATM. And then we do add cash. It's the amount of money that it's in the ATM. If you're doing cash swaps, you're going to take that money out. You're only putting in the amount of bills that you're programming. Let's say you put 5,000 in. So you program it for $250. Then you do trial cassette total, lets the ATM know, and then trial day total lets the processor know how much you put in. If you're doing a cash add, then you're still zeroing out. You go by the amount of bills that are left in the ATM. Keep in mind that one of the ways people make mistakes in the ATM business is by the rejects. Some they say, well, there's 4 rejects in there, but it's only counted 2. Is it 2 or is it 4? What is it? I don't know. And then they add, well, they said, well, it's 2 in there, so I'm just going to add 2. But in fact, it was 4 because the machine counted 4. This is always a gray area on the ATM business. If you take that 100%, the ATM knows if there's 22 bills in the ATM and it says that there's 2 in the reject and then there's supposed to be 20 in the cassette. If you take all 20, if you take what the cassette says that's left, including the rejects, and you put that back into the ATM and you zero it out, you will always have the right count. If you don't know what it is because you're adding, but you're not counting the rejects, sometimes you count them, sometimes you don't, it becomes a cluster mess, and this is where you guys get your counts off. So sometimes an ATM owner will not know what to do. They'll add the cash, to keep adding the cash, and then at the end they're like, well, I started with $1,000, I kept adding cash, and now my count is off. It's because of the rejects. So you zero it out every time, count that cash, put the bills back in, and then you'll know exactly what you're in, or you bring them back to your home office, and then just bring them in. You can bring it out next time. So either way you want to do it, cash swaps or cash adds, but that's the best way to do your business because now you got an honest count between the locations. One of the other things you can do, let's say a shortcut or a little cheat, is you take, let's say you got 5 ATMs. What you do is you're gonna fill the 4, take all that extra money, bring it back, and then on the 5th location, you add all that money back in. You count it. Okay, before you go in your 5th location, okay, my location 1, I got 22 bills. Okay, location 2, I got 53 bills. Location 3, I got 28 bills. Location 4, I got 114 bills. You add all those locations together, and then you fill your last location. That way you have an honest count for the first 4 plus your last one. Because sometimes people say, Phil, I don't have all that money to do what you're talking about, cash swap. I don't know how to do it. That's how you do it. It's a little cheat code you can do. Now you put it all in the last location. If you got multiple locations, sometimes guys do. Sometimes they only run a 1 or 2. They only fill one a week, and then that becomes an issue. But bring the money back. That way, you got an honest count. So you're doing the business the right way. Sometimes they say, well, Phil, I'm the only one in ATM. What do I need? It doesn't matter. Because sometimes people say, well, I'm not getting the right count. I don't understand where my money's going. I started with $3,000 in the ATM, and I don't understand where the money's going. It's because the money is either in your bank account or it's in the ATM, or it's between the two, what we call unsettled vol cache. It settles at usually 2 central is CDS, switch is at 2 central. I think DNS is also an EFX. They're all in the same time. PAI is FIS, but they sell at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. So they settle a little bit later than everybody else. So it just depends on who you're using. If you do a day total on PAI, it'll force that closeout at the time you're at the machine, which is always helpful. And then it'll revert back to 7 o'clock. So just depends on who you're using and what and how they do it. But those are good tips and tricks for your ATM. Help you guys get organized. Also have a sheet that says this is what the money was in the ATM. This is the money we're filling. Is there any rejects? And I count the rejects and I keep track of the rejects, because now if I see at ATM 1, okay, I went there this week and there was 2 in the reject. And then next week I went there, there's 3. And then the next week third week I went there, there's 4. And the next week there was 1. I know there's a problem with that ATM dispenser and something's going on. Maybe the dispenser is starting to get a little sketchy. And so what I want to do is I want to repair that dispenser. I want to replace that dispenser. My recommendation is like, well, Phil, I only got 4 ATMs, and now you're telling me to have a spare dispenser. Buy a spare ATM. Have the spare ATM there in case you get a new location. Put that dispenser. I don't like telling you to do this, what we call Frankensteining at ATMs, but sometimes when you're starting out in the game, this is how you get to the next level. You put a brand new ATM in your location and your at your shop. You take the dispenser, put it in that location, bring that other dispenser, get it fixed, then come back, put that dispenser that's fixed back in that location, take that brand new dispenser, put it back in your ATM in your home office, and then you'll have still a brand new ATM. And you want to do that. You don't want to make the mistake of, okay, I'm going to flip that dispenser and put the used one back into my new ATM. You don't want to do that, because then it puts it out of warranty. You want to keep it in warranty. So that's a way that you can shortcut the system, save yourself some money, and you keep your ATM in perfect working order. But keep track of the rejects, because this is a way that you can figure out, hey, do I have an issue with the dispenser or not? So we're going to go to questions. Let's see. I just want to see if we have any questions here. I see we got 7 or 8 people on Instagram, a couple on Facebook, some on YouTube. If you guys have any questions, you can let me know right now. And I'm going to also put our email in here. So if you want to email me a question later on, maybe, okay, I'll put it there. I'll put it here. I'll put my email there. So if you have anything you want to let me know, let's see. Okay, so I just put my emails out there for you guys to, if you have anything. Again, we go live every Monday night at 6 Central Time. If you guys got any questions, you just want to shoot the breeze, you got something that, hey, I was experiencing this, I don't know I have some questions. We do have a course. The course is basically $500. It teaches you everything from A to Z. You get the community, you get a location agreement, you get a vault cache agreement, you get a service agreement, you get a mobile ATM agreement, plus they'll teach you everything there is. We got 50 videos that teach you how to get in the ATM business, what to do, how to handle different situations. You get access to me anytime. You guys just schedule a call. We can answer questions. I can help you promote your ATM business. So we have that. And again, we're one-stop shop. We're not going to tell you to go somewhere else. We sell ATMs. We do processing. We service ATMs. When I was talking about dispensers, you send a dispenser. We'll get to your dispenser. We'll fix your dispenser. We'll send it back to you guys. So all that being said, been in the game for 25 years and 24, almost 25. I get excited. So thank you guys very much. If I don't have any questions, please let me know. Throw some fire emojis in the chat if this has been helpful. That would be great. Throw me some fire emojis, and we're going to see you over at the next ATM. Next time we're on there, learn the best ways to keep your ATMs filled with cash. We're going to talk about understand the safety moves and track your ATM money, and then provide great customer service. How do you do that? We're going to talk about that next time, which is in 2 weeks. You guys can always look at the replay. Go to I'm going to put this in the chat again. It's Philip Webb ATM. This is on YouTube, so you guys can get this on YouTube. Hold on. Okay, so you guys can get that, and then that's it. We have a question. Oh, hello. Thank you guys very much. All right. I guess that's it. We don't have any questions. Nobody got any questions. So I just want to thank you guys very much for joining us tonight. We'll see you in 2 weeks, and let us know. And if you guys also you want to ask a question after we're done, or you do the replay, or you come out late, just ask the question in. Thank you very much. Ask the question in the on the video, and I'll respond, and that's it. So thank you guys very much, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.